Hey, what's going on guys? DeJesus here. Thank you so much for joining us for another video. Today we're going to be providing you guys with a ton of design ideas for your very first pair of custom sneakers. I know that it can be a little bit tricky to try to decide what you do with your very first pair, and depending on your background, your level of artistry, that might determine how complex you want to go with it, but we've got something in here for everybody today. Also, sometimes you just need a little bit of inspiration, some fresh new design ideas to get going on your next project. So I'll be showing a bunch of examples of some of my past work along with some of my friends, and then hopefully everybody will be able to walk away with some really cool new ideas for your next project. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into some of these. So first up, the thing that got me started with customizing in general is going to be a colorway recreation. You could take whatever pair of shoes has a really unique colorway or theme that you enjoy and try to recreate that exact colorway on a completely different silhouette. Take for example the South Beach LeBron 8s. We have seen that colorway done on every shoe imaginable at this point. I always also like to refer to the Nike SB line for a ton of really cool colorways and themes that you could attempt to recreate for your first pair. Next up, we have a music album theme. So take a look at your favorite artist discography, and there's a good chance that you're probably going to find some really cool cover art that you could draw inspiration from. Number 3, you can never go wrong with the classic gradient or ombre effect. Now this is something that you could do completely by hand with a paintbrush, or make your life even easier with an airbrush. You could stretch this across the whole shoe or just do it on certain panels. Either way, this is bound to be a really eye-catching design that anybody could do. Next up, you can create a pair for your favorite sports team, whether it's going to be a pair that you want to rock on game day, or maybe you're making a pair for a super fan to display in their man cave. There is so much you can do with the team theme. Number 5, test out an abstract theme. No right or wrong way to do this one. There's no particular guidelines that you need to follow. Get as weird with it as you can, and you never know what you might be able to come up with. Next up, you can try to create a pair that represents one of your pets. So maybe you have a good little boy at home that you would love to try to paint on a pair of shoes, and now you have another way to continue to bring him with you everywhere you go. Number 7, a sunset theme. These are going to work great on a multitude of canvases, and this is a great way for you to inject a bunch of color and life into your project. Next up, we have camo print, and there is so many options that you could pick from: woodland camo, digi camo, desert camo, tiger camo, snow camo. The possibilities are absolutely endless, and again, this is another one of those themes that's going to work great on almost any pair of shoes you're going to be working on. Number 9, an animal print theme. So you've got your classic cheetah print, tiger print, zebra print, giraffe print, even elephant print. There is so much that you can do with any of these, whether you want to use them as a smaller accent piece to complement your theme, or deck out an entire shoe with any of these and create something really loud. This is always going to be a really fun theme to pick. Next up, we have a floral theme, another one of my all-time favorites, and the color palette options that you have here are totally limitless. Something else that I love about a floral theme is you can make them really easy and simple if you want, or you can also go really complex and detailed with it. Number 11, we have a holiday-based pair. So we have Valentine's Day right around the corner, St. Patrick's Day is shortly after, and then of course there's a ton you could do with some of the bigger holidays later in the year like Halloween and Christmas. Next up, we have a galaxy-based pair. This is one of those themes that people have been painting on their shoes for a full decade now since the release of those galaxy foam posits. Can't go wrong with your classic blue and purple, but you can also stray off the beaten path and do something a lot more colorful like Serato does and really became known for. Lucky number 13. Now this one is going to be the most difficult on the list in my opinion, but if you have a background in painting, you could always go for a portrait for your first pair, whether you want to do a celebrity, an athlete, or even a family member. If you could knock out a really cool portrait on your first pair, that would be extremely impressive. Next up, we have an insect theme, and now hear me out on this one first, but one of my all-time favorite pairs of shoes that we've created was based around the Madagascar sunset moth, and this was an insect that I had never even seen or heard of before, but I have to give a huge shout out to Sammy Joe over from Overly Chromatic, who came up with this design during one of our contests. And take a look at this insect, just how beautiful it is, and who would have thought that this would have been the perfect inspiration for such a great custom sneaker design. For number 15, we have an all neons or all metallics type theme. So maybe you're really looking to make a splash with your very first pair of custom shoes. You want to make something that's really going to stand out from the pack. I think that there's a lot you could do playing around with these different types of paints. Next up, we have a heritage theme pair, and we actually just hosted our 5th contest based around this theme, so you can definitely go check out the video where we review all of the submissions for even more inspiration. but there is so much beautiful artwork all around the world from every single culture that you can draw inspiration from and totally translate that onto a pair of shoes. Number 17, dye jobs, something that is super trendy right now and probably more popular than ever. There's a bunch of different methods that you can use, the RIT dye method, the shaving cream method, or even the coffee method. There's a bunch of great YouTube videos that you can follow on any of these, but what I love about them is they lower the barrier for entry into custom shoes. They get more people thinking about custom shoes. They push us more and more towards the mainstream overall. So these new trends will always pop up and they're just gonna get more people thinking about custom shoes in general, which is definitely a good thing. Next up, we have original artwork. So maybe you have an idea that's been brewing in your mind and you believe that shoes are the perfect canvas to try to translate it. Well, this is a great way for you to really carve out your own style, really make a name for yourself, and really stand out amongst a crowded space. Number 19, anime characters. There are a bunch of artists out there who are absolutely killing it in the anime space, and you could really feel the love for the source material translating onto the shoes. So if you're one of those people who loves animes, there is without a doubt a ton of great characters that would easily translate to making a really cool pair of custom shoes. And our final one for today is going to be a cartoon or sketch theme. And this is what I would call one of those top 10, maybe even top 5 all-time most popular custom sneaker designs. First really brought to life by Joshua Vides, but now at this point we have seen this done on every shoe with every colorway imaginable. And what makes this a really great place to start is it's not about being as precise as possible. You quite literally get to color outside the line. So this makes for a great first custom shoe. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video and you're able to walk away with some really cool ideas so that you could take that leap of faith and knock out your very first custom sneaker. Or maybe you just needed a little bit of inspiration to get going on your next project. Either way, we love seeing what you guys are cooking up, so definitely feel free to send that over to us on Instagram. Also, if you guys are interested in maybe seeing another video like this, something along the lines of 20 more ideas for your next custom sneaker project, definitely let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead and drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed, and everybody get out there and just create.